the guy is living his best life. He's had a fantastic career, we all know. We know John's a religious man, so I want to say God bless him moving forward in what he does with his life and his career. And you know, we move on. We move on. The contenders are getting sick of it. Everybody's getting sick of it. Even the fans are getting sick of this stuff. So John's retired, and it's time that we move on.
This is the greatest promo I've ever heard. He just announced his nemesis's retirement.
Tom Aspinall is frustrated by the heavyweight division stagnation, but remains ready and eager to fight anyone at any time. However, Tom Aspinall shared his frustration with the current state of the heavyweight division, saying it feels completely stuck. He explained that many of the top contenders like Cyril Gane, Jailton Almeida, and others are hesitant to accept fights because they're all waiting to see what happens at the top. According to Tom, everyone is hoping to be next in line, but no one wants to take a risk and possibly lose their spot, which has caused the entire division to slow down. He emphasized that while others are sitting back, he's staying active, constantly training and getting better every day. He made it clear that he's ready to fight anyone and doesn't want to wait around. For Tom, the solution is simple. He's prepared, motivated, and just wants the opportunity to compete, no matter who stands across from him in the cage.
Well, one thing that your division has not done is a great job. The guys haven't done a great job of saying, okay, after Tom and John, I'm next. But I assume that Cyril is. I know you and Cyril got some unfinished business. In your opinion, do you think that Cyril is going to get a real good look there, or do you think it could really be Derek or somebody else next for you?
Oh, it could be anybody. The issue is that the other guys don't want to fight anybody because they might be next themselves. They don't know what's going on at the top.
That's the problem.
And no, everybody else is scared to fight. You got Volkov there, you got Cyril Gane there, you've got Almeida there, you've got some other guys under those guys, and nobody wants to make the next move. The division is just completely stuck. And I'll tell you what, I don't know about you guys, I'm sick of this division being stuck. I'm there, I'm active, I'm ready to go, I'm training all the time, I'm getting better and better all the time. Just stick me in, man. I'm ready to fight all of them.
Additionally, Tom Aspinall made it clear that he's ready to fight anyone in the division and that he's not the one holding things up. When asked by Daniel Cormier if the top contenders are just unwilling to face each other or him, Tom didn't hesitate. He said nobody wants to fight. He explained that while people on the outside keep telling him who he should face next, the truth is he's trying to fight everyone, but keeps getting turned down. He confirmed he's told the UFC he's open to facing anyone, anytime. Tom stressed that he has never turned down a fight in his entire career, and the day he starts doing that is the day he'll retire. Fighting is what he lives for. It's what he's trained for since he was 10 years old. Now 32, with the UFC heavyweight title in his sights, he's more motivated than ever and just wants one thing: to get in the cage and fight.
Do you think that those guys would fight you if they were offered that, and are they just unwilling to fight each other?
No, nobody wants to fight, man. I'm the only guy who wants to fight in the division. I'm just like, you know, people keep trying to tell me what to do from the outside. You should fight this guy and fight that. Look, I'm trying to fight everybody, man. I'm trying to fight absolutely everybody. Everybody keeps saying no.
So you've essentially told the UFC, I will fight any of them.
I never turned down a frigging fight in my life. Never, and I never will. The day I start turning down fights is the day I'm going to retire.
Yeah.
That's when I start turning down fights. I'm here to fight people, man. That's what I do. That's what I'm put on this planet to do, is to train and fight people. That's what I've wanted to do since I was 10 years old. I've been wanting to be the undisputed UFC heavyweight champion since I was 10 years old, man. I'm 32 now. Like, what are we doing?
Moreover, when Daniel Cormier brought up how some fans believe Jon Jones might be avoiding a fight with Tom Aspinall, Tom responded by shifting the focus. He questioned why people were still talking about Jon, pointing out that Jon is retired and no longer part of the active picture. Tom clarified that he never meant any disrespect, and those who know him personally understand that's not his style. He recalled something he had said in the past, that he would retire Jon Jones without even fighting him. Looking at how things played out, Tom said that's exactly what ended up happening. For him, the chapter with Jon is closed, and it's time to focus on what's ahead.
What is your thought about people going, well, he's afraid of Tom Aspinall? Like, you don't believe, Tom, that Jon Jones is afraid?
Guys, why are we still talking about Jon? He's retired. He's done. I said a thing a long time ago, and you guys know me personally. I'm not a disrespectful guy.
Yeah, you're not.
But I said a thing a long time ago that I'm going to retire Jon without even fighting him. And
you did.
That's what's happened.
Furthermore, Paddy Pimblett shared his thoughts on the potential Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones fight, saying it's a matchup that has to happen. He mentioned sitting next to Tom recently at a UFC event in London where they discussed it, while Paddy openly expressed his admiration for Tom, calling him one of the coolest and most genuine people in all of MMA. He admitted he couldn't pick against Jon Jones. Despite wanting Tom to win, Paddy believes Jones's fight IQ is unmatched. He praised Jones for always crafting the perfect game plan to beat whoever is in front of him and said that's what makes him arguably the greatest fighter of all time.
Do you think the Aspinall-Jones fight happens?
It's got to happen. I was sitting next to Tom the other week at the UFC in London and talking to him about it.
How do you think that plays out if they fight?
I'll be honest, Tom's a friend. I love Tom. He's one of the coolest dudes in the whole of MMA. Even though Jones is getting old, I just can't pick against Jon Jones. The one thing I do think Jon Jones has got the best in the world and the best ever is his fight IQ. He has a perfect game plan to beat that person. As much as I love Tom and I want Tom to win, I couldn't pick against Jon Jones. It's just something I couldn't do.
On the other hand, Eddie Hall voiced strong belief in Tom Aspinall's chances if he were ever to face Jon Jones inside the octagon. While he acknowledged Jon's legendary status and everything he's achieved in the sport, Hall felt that Tom's athleticism, sharp technique, and rapid rise made him a serious threat. In his view, Aspinall brings a level of speed and all-around ability that could overwhelm even a fighter as experienced and decorated as Jones. Hall firmly backed Tom as the one who could dethrone a legend.
Jon Jones or Tom Aspinall. So if you don't know MMA world, sorry to bore you, but Tom Aspinall is UFC's #1 right now. Jon Jones is, you know, he's seen as the best MMA fighter on the planet. Dana White's got a massive for him, says he's unbeatable. Honestly, I think if you put Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall in a room and said one man leaves, I think Tom Aspinall leaves that room. I genuinely do. I think, and I think Jon Jones, I mean, I can't badmouth the guy. He's got an amazing record, but he's definitely ducking Tom Aspinall, 100%. And I think he's even said he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall after his next fight. He's pretty much going to retire after this fight, so he's ducking Tom Aspinall.
Additionally, Eddie Hall didn't just support Tom Aspinall as the potential winner in a matchup against Jon Jones, he also called out Jones for seemingly dodging the fight. Hall questioned Jones's willingness to truly test himself, suggesting that his hesitation might come from fear rather than strategy. He emphasized that real fighters prove their greatness by stepping up, not by avoiding challenges. In Hall's eyes, if the fight ever took place, Tom wouldn't just show up, he'd walk away with the victory.
I mean, he can say what he wants, but actions speak louder than words. So, there we go. Anyway, the answer to that question is Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is kicking Jon Jones.
Meanwhile, Bilal Muhammad views Tom Aspinall as one of the biggest threats Jon Jones could face, pointing to Tom's speed, power, and the way modern heavyweights are evolving. While he still slightly favors Jones in a potential matchup, Bilal doesn't think the fight would happen unless the financial stakes were enormous. He guessed that Jon would only agree if the payout landed somewhere in the $30 to $50 million range. Muhammad also noted that Dana White would likely push for the fight because of how marketable it is, but he questioned whether Jones would be motivated enough given that his legacy is already secure. Instead, Bilal thinks Jones might lean toward a super fight with someone like Alex Pereira, something with bigger legacy or financial implications.
If I'm Jon Jones, like a lot of people consider him the GOAT, the best fighter ever do it. The next hungry lion is Aspinall. It's probably the toughest fight that he'll have. Like, this guy's the next generation. He's a lot stronger, a lot faster. But I think Jon Jones is good enough to beat him. But it's like, it has to be worth it. The fans are fickle, right? You lose one fight, they're gonna, he sucks. Right? They just care about your last win or your last loss. I think Dana White and them will end up making it. Dana White's a smart businessman. He knows how much money that fight would make. If I'm Jon Jones, you've already done everything in the sport. It's not worth it unless it's that $30 million, $50 million payday. If I'm Jon Jones, I'm picking out Pereira first over Aspinall.
On the other hand, when asked by Daniel Cormier about a recent interview suggesting he and Jon Jones were aligned in letting the UFC decide their next moves, Tom Aspinall was quick to shut it down. He clarified that there's no such arrangement, reminding everyone that Jon is retired. Tom admitted he doesn't follow Jon on social media and joked that most people probably don't either, but from what he's seen, Jon is enjoying his life outside the cage. He praised Jones for his incredible career and, knowing Jon's faith, wished him well moving forward. For Tom, the focus is no longer on Jon, it's about what comes next, and he's ready to move on.
It sounds to me, recently I saw an interview where it said you and Jon are aligned and you guys have decided together to allow for the UFC to tell you what you're doing. Is that true?
Nah, man, John's retired. What are we talking about, guys? John, you guys don't follow John on social media?
I don't follow him on social media. He said that.
No, me too, actually. Me too, but the guy is living his best life. He's had a fantastic career, we all know. We know John's a religious man, so I want to say God bless him moving forward in what he does with his life and his career. And you know, we move on.
However, Tom Aspinall confidently declared that he is the undisputed heavyweight champion and ready to face anyone who steps up. He emphasized the need to get the division moving again, as many fighters have been waiting too long for a shot. According to Tom, both the contenders and the fans are growing tired of the current standstill. With Jon Jones retired, Tom insisted it's time to move forward and bring fresh energy to the heavyweight division.
I'm the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I'm ready to take on all comers, get this division moving again. Us guys have been waiting around too long. You know, the contenders are getting sick of it. Everybody's getting sick of it. Even the fans are getting sick of this stuff. So John's retired and it's time that we move on.
Furthermore, Rampage Jackson spoke with great respect for Jon Jones, expressing his belief that very few fighters can actually defeat him. Reflecting on their own matchup, Rampage admitted that despite being in excellent condition, he was unable to find a way to overcome Jones. While he acknowledged Tom Aspinall as a skilled and legitimate contender, Rampage didn't consider him a serious threat to Jones's reign. He also mentioned hearing that Jon plans to spend 6 months studying Aspinall's style ahead of a possible fight, viewing this as a sign of Jones's careful and strategic mindset. Rampage even compared Jones to Neo from The Matrix, praising his extraordinary talent for reading opponents, controlling fights, and dictating the pace.
You fought Jon Jones back in the day. People are
why you only bringing up my losses?
People are all talking about Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. How do you see that fight going? You got Tom or you got Jon?
Man, I don't think there's nobody on this planet that can beat Jon Jones, because I was in there with him. I was at my best, and I've never lost a fight at my best until Jon Jones. And you know, no disrespect to Tom Aspinall, but he a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? I think he's probably second best out there, but I don't see him.
You think Jon Jones finishes him?
I think Jon Jones is just a real smart fighter. I heard something like he want to take 6 months before he fight Aspinall. I think it's because he want to study him. He want to break him down. You know, right. Jon Jones ain't no fool. He's probably one of the smartest fighters out there. I say he like Neo. He's Neo of MMA.
Moreover, Dricus du Plessis praised Tom Aspinall's passion and determination, while acknowledging that Jon Jones is probably nearing the end of his remarkable career. He expressed hope that Jones finishes his legacy without any setbacks, and that Aspinall will be the one to carry the heavyweight division forward. At the same time, du Plessis recognized how easily Jones can break down even the toughest opponents, underscoring why he remains one of the sport's all-time greats.
Aspinall is young, he's hungry. You have Jones, who is definitely at the end of his career, 38 years old. I don't need to see this, because he's never been beaten. I want Jon Jones to retire unbeaten, and I want him to retire, and Aspinall goes on to be the next big thing. But Jon Jones, being the warrior that is, he says, pay me enough and I'm doing it. Aspinall wants it, and one of them has to lose that fight. And that's the one thing, you look at it and go, Aspinall's probably going to win. But then, if you ask me that, I say, no. We've said that so many times with Jon Jones, and it makes it look easy. He is the greatest of all time, for sure.
Meanwhile, Francis Ngannou pointed out that a fight with Jon Jones would be a crucial opportunity for Tom Aspinall to solidify his status among the elite. He noted that while Jones stands to benefit more financially from the matchup, Aspinall's strong wrestling background and ground skills make him a much tougher challenge compared to fighters like Alex Pereira.
He keeps saying he doesn't want Aspinall.
Aspinall will need that fight. I don't need it. When you look at it, pretty much true. There's nothing that he's going to make winning that fight if it's not money. But for Aspinall, that will be everything.
Would you rather see him face Aspinall, or would you rather see him face Pereira?
Aspinall will be a more challenging fight because Aspinall respond to a ground game better than Pereira. Aspinall will respond better in wrestling than Pereira. You can do whatever you want.
Furthermore, Demetrius Johnson praised Tom Aspinall's skills, but believed that Jon Jones would probably handle him with relative ease. He showed more enthusiasm for a Jones versus Aspinall matchup than then won against Pereira, expecting Jones to put on a dominant performance. Johnson also suggested that Aspinall's rumored $30 million price tag could be holding up negotiations for the fight.
John Jones will smoke Tom Aspinall.
I don't know, man.
Man, he'll smoke Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall is athletic. I think Tom Aspinall would try to take the fight to John Jones. And it'll be interesting to see. Like, I'd rather see that fight over Alex Pereira.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
I agree.
Like,
I would like to see that fight over Alex, but come on, man. Aspinall is a great fighter.
Yep.
He's a good champion.
Aspinall.
That's what I said. John Jones will smoke Aspinall.
Yeah.
Smoke him.
I can't wait to see. I hope it happens. That's the fight that needs to happen. I
Why-
think Tom Aspinall versus John Jones needs to happen.
Why do you think there's so much friction there? Why do you think it's not happening? Why? Because we see so
I think
much.
John
on the
Jones said
internet.
he wants $30 million.
However, Frank Mir recognized Tom Aspinall as a significant challenge for John Jones, but still favored Jones due to his superior wrestling skills. Mir believed Jones could neutralize Aspinall's jiu-jitsu by using better control and effective ground striking. He also noted that a victory over Aspinall wouldn't greatly impact Jones's legacy, as Jones is already regarded as one of MMA's all-time greats.
I think Tom might have the best chance of anybody to beat John right now. But that being said, I still think John wins the fight just because of his wrestling. I think he puts, Tom on his back and is able to nullify his jiu-jitsu from being top position with his elbows and control. What does John win to take that fight? He goes out there and beats Tom. Is it really going to make or break his career? I don't think anybody gives a shit.
Meanwhile, Israel Adesanya observed that John Jones and Tom Aspinall are very similar in size, with Aspinall slightly taller and heavier. He praised Aspinall's impressive speed, but highlighted Jones's superior ground skills as a major advantage. Adesanya summed up by saying that without a fight between them, fans will never truly know who the better fighter is.
But he's the same height as me, if not an inch taller, but thick. Yeah. And I was like, you're a lot thicker than I would expect. Yeah. And the speed, that's the thing that I'm like, okay, that's the danger. But again, grappling, he's a black belt, but John is... It's different. Yeah. But I don't know, man. They gotta fight. But if they don't ever fight, we'll never know.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? Is John Jones ducking Tom Aspinall? We would love to hear your thoughts, so share your thoughts on this in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also, check out our other videos on screen right now.